Hello, this is Iron Bill back again with another video, and I don't want this to be too long of an intro, but I do have some people I want to shout out to. First of all, Eddie 1500, who once again this weekend took some of his time to help me out and learn a few things and just give me a lot of useful tips. Thank you so much, Eddie. Trees in Darkness, great discussion we had the other night in the game. I enjoyed it very much. Frosif, who jumped in today and helped play some of a card. I didn't have a whole lot of time, but he actually drove another friend in that I want to mention. That's Disciple of Timmy Tommy. That's his name. We had a great time playing some trials. We got smashed, but you know it's the nature of playing on Monday. I mean, it's just this is a very unpopular map apparently, and there just weren't a lot of players on, so it was the dedicated players that were on, and you know we did. In fact, we back-to-back match the same team who smashed us back-to-back. So kind of stuff like that. But anyway, I had a great time, and I learned a lot, I think. And to that, I want to move to what I actually did do today, and I switched to Hunter. And I did that not because I saw a video about Knucklehead radar and how good it is. Actually, yes, because of that. So also, I felt like the Warlock, Solar Warlock, I just felt slow moving around the map and getting to where I needed to go. And this map, to me, is about getting to the locations before the other team does so you can get the first shot. So more than a lot of other maps, you really need to get your position set up. So with that said, I'm going to jump into this, start rolling it. And I'm going to leave the intro in so you can see what we were up against. And I'm not good enough to read whether or not we're against good players or not, but I think a good indication is whatever banner they run. You know, that oftentimes says a lot. And those were a couple of PvE banners, and that probably means that they're PvE players. So it's the low position, or the far right position from our spawn. So I'm going to use my invisibility, jump up here, and I'm going to look for an enemy. Now that they have adapted this weekend, used to you could just look left there and you'd be okay, but you really have to watch because people are onto this position. And that's another effect of playing this late into the week. All right, I got one. Anyway, people know where to look. Now, no one is wrapped around the backside, but I think, okay, we've got a teammate down. We've got one of theirs down. I better get up here and team shot with this guy. Seems like the right move. Plus, we'll cap it. I get this guy, and instead of playing cover, I step out in the open. And he crouch shoots me out. I didn't have to give him any super energy or special ammo energy. It was kind of a dumb move on my part. Once again, it's to our left, or in about the same area, but closer to center. I'm going to wrap the opposite side of the arena here, and I'm still going to start kind of wide because you can be shot from the far left, from the center, and from the far right here. And there's the first guy. 2. And the third guy, I think he gets me. It's kind of surprising his omelet got me from there, but it did. But I felt like I needed to push into that because my teammates should have collapsed with me, and ultimately the guy from the right did. And it's okay, I don't care to die so long as we get the win. If I could sacrifice a life to get a win every time, I'd do it. Alright, so once again, the zone is kind of in the same place. We're going to see if they do the same thing, and they pretty much do. I pick this guy up. I'm still looking to make sure that nobody cuts from the right. And when you jump down here, you have to be careful you're not being laned here. I need to watch that orb and also watch the zone. I do not want that guy to jump over and get his res. We're getting the capture. And the good thing about Knucklehead radar is I am able to ADS quite a bit. Our friend died on the left, so I knew that I could jump down and stop protecting that orb and help take the zone. And it was the right move. All right, so do we play heavy or do we play the zone? I have no communication. My friends are going for the zone, and then I start thinking, well, if those two are going to play zone, we're leaving the heavy open, and I see the barrier there, and I think, we cannot let them have the heavy and come kill us with it. And one of my teammates goes down, and I realize I may have made a mistake. And this is just a tough call. Without communication, it's a tough call. So I rush down, and they're both dead. I get one. They've got me hurt. All I can do is back up and recover. They've got the zone. They're going to get... And I just missed on that last shot. I just missed. It was the right play. I just didn't execute. I kind of choked that. I had the heavy. I should have finished him off. Could have even led with a grenade, which I had. Yeah. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. All right, so 3-1, and I kind of threw. Basically because I didn't go with my teammates to start with, but that's forgivable. But having heavy and not finishing it off, not so much. All right, so I need to peek, and I want to make sure I peek to the left. But my teammate is kind of like right where I need to be. And he decides to go for another place because they've wrapped around our left. They've collapsed on the guy who isolated himself. That's good. I'm watching this line. I think this guy's going to take a new lane, and he does. I hit him in the stomach first instead of the chest or the head. He's wrapping around. And I'm going to chase back over here and get our teammate. We're going to take the zone. He tries to come in. I back up so I don't take quite so much damage. Our third teammate was there anyway. It all worked out. There wasn't anything else that guy could do. And I feel for him because he's clearly the top player on the other team. And he's doing the best he can, but they are just so totally outmatched, which unfortunately was a thing all weekend long. And again, I don't want to beat up on that, but lobby balancing, it's the worst enemy. It's not player skill, it's lobby balancing. All right, so I'm thinking they're going to be on to this spot sooner or later. And they kind of are. But that guy's out in the open. I've got that guy pinned in the corner. But I'm going to help my teammate fire this guy down, which was the right move. Now we've got the numbers on this third guy, and all we have to do is come take the zone. Since we have a fellow on the zone, I'm going to come collapse on the other guy, but he's already dead. Our guy 1 is 1. They were just completely outmatched. And I'm going to tell you that I spent most of the weekend on the other side of that very thing. Kind of like that. And this top fellow on the other team, there really wasn't anything he could do about it. Mr. Flappy Cheeks. And I don't want to denigrate the other two players. But, you know, like me, oftentimes they're dead before they even knew what happened. And it just left him in a bad spot every time. He couldn't outplay that. So you look at our numbers. You know, myself and the other fellow on the team, we were just a good combination. We played well together. Next match. And I played these back to back, by the way. So, you know, and I didn't put a lot of really awful stuff in here because I wanted to show that I am actually beginning to pick some things up. In terms of playing cover, in terms of positioning and looking for angles. I'm not using my kit here to the best of its ability, but it's been a while since I played Hunter. And obviously you'll see that I'm not sliding a lot. But on this map, it feels like you have to race to get to the place. Now, if you play inside, of course, sliding is a lot more important. But on the outside here, it's just mainly about getting where you need to be. Okay, I'm looking. There's our guy. That's a pick. I'm protecting the orb, but I'm going to have to move forward here in a minute. Especially after hearing that there was only one enemy left. Pick up that orb. That'll help with the super. We need to just capture the zone. Our teammate goes down. We need to get ready. They don't have enough time. We've got this. And I'm shooting him in the chest, which is why I die. If I put that on his head, I live. And I get the energy instead of him. Kind of dumb on my part. This summoner I have has Onslaught. I mean, it is a beast. It's not going to help me with that one guy, but in a situation like this, it could. But what I'm trying to do is just thread that needle a little bit. I get hit by that threadling and have to back off. I'm only resistance 4, tier 4. I'll get my teammate here in just a second. Or this guy's going to get him. Steps in front, takes the shot. I get the pick there. Now we can push forward on this guy. That time I lifted a little bit and got him. Of course, we team shot him too, but you can see some yellow numbers in there. Oh, and I did set the ADS speed down to 3 as per suggestion, so I'm a little sluggish on the reticle now, but I'm also not so twitchy. I am listening to the viewer comments. All right, so here we are. The other team had somebody quit, and that's unfortunate. Because somebody's going to really have to play out of his mind for them to win at this point. And it won't be him. All right, so I know he's going to be looking for that left side, so I'm going to work around to the right. Knucklehead radar is letting me know where he's at. He's smart enough to move. But I'm doing my job because he can't do anything. He can't advance on our point at all. We're going to get the capture. I almost let him get the kill there, though. Just trying to pin his ears back a little bit. All right. So here we go. Swing wide right. It's heavy round, and I think, uh-oh, should we go for the heavy? Are they going for the heavy? It looks like they are. This is going to be another one of those deals where I don't know if that's what we should be doing or not. That grenade doesn't quite get to him. My teammate got impatient. And I don't know how he fell off. But see, I don't realize the cap is happening because my other teammate is dead. Because I'm focused on that guy. And I suddenly see it and I realize it's way too late. I'm not going to get there. And we're just going to have to let him have it. They were going to go for the heavy. We had to protect the heavy. I mean, I don't feel like there was any choice about that. But if all three of us had come to it, they couldn't have stopped it. So that one's not so much on me, I don't think. On the other hand, if we let them have the heavy and we all go to cap, he could come in and drop that heavy on us and kill us all. I mean, I think I made the right choice that time. All right, so it's the far left zone. I don't know what you want to call that. We're 3-1. Heavy round is over. I'm working around for an angle. It's going to probably be right up here, and he is. Put enough on him that he's going to have to duck. I think my teammate goes down on this one. No, he finishes it off. I knew we were getting the cap, so I had to go help collapse on the other one. All right, one more to go. Now, I'm not getting a lot of kills, but I'm getting damage on and distracting the enemy. The other guy, one of the guys that's left is still a good player, or at least on level with the rest of us. I don't know if any of us in this practice pool are good. Okay, I don't see anybody there. Again, you've got to be careful because they wrap around that backside hard. I hear the gunfire up here. I'm going to move up, but still watch this angle. Still looking for it. They've got him pinned down. I'm going to go for the capture. This is going to force them to have to come to us. And there he is. And it's done. And there was nothing they could do. And in both these cases, I feel sorry for the other team because conditions were such that they really didn't have much of a chance. But that said, the decisions I made in those matches, I think, were the right choices for the most part, except for that one round when I went for heavy, and I probably shouldn't have. I don't know. That's always, when you're not communicating, that's always a hard one. Congratulations to my teammates who did well, and salute to those on the other team, for sticking with it, especially when somebody jumps out, because I mean, it's tough anyway to lose, and it's tough to lose 2-3. So they should hold their heads up, I hope. All right, so the recap for the weekend. I get why some people don't like the map. It does play slow. That's a good thing for me, but I understand why people who like action aren't going to like that map so much. That said, I saw teams that were able to push the center and push the middle areas and force action, um, which usually it's going to involve weapons that I can't counter, like a conditional finality or some adept weapon that I don't have. An adept igneous hammer, for instance, I don't have that. I don't have anything on that level. So that's when I got against guns like that, I did struggle a bit more. Of course, the players who had them were probably good enough to beat me with sticks and rocks, but it didn't help that they had a weapon advantage. I will say that. So, not making excuses. If I want to get good enough to get those things, then I'm going to have to work at it. And that's a prize you get for getting to the place that we all want to go. So, um, anyway, overall, I think I learned a lot this weekend, or at least I felt like I did. I mean, I lost a lot too. I maybe all weekend long, maybe I won less than 10 matches, but um, at least it felt like progress was made. So, not like the Cauldron weekend. Man, that was awful. Anyway, I probably ought to end it here. It's gone on long enough. We're at 16 minutes and 40 seconds or so. So this is Iron Bill thanking you for watching and signing out.